Yeah, hey everybody, this is Ian from Mindful Marketplace, and in this video, I'm going to go through a very simple strategy for those of you who are working with realtors or people in the real estate profession, the extended real estate profession. I don't do this myself, but some of the folks that I'm working with are actually utilizing this strategy. I've covered this a little bit in some of the other videos that I've recorded. If you go back and look at marketing for realtors on our YouTube channel, you'll see a couple ideas along this theme that I'm going to share in a little bit more detail here. So essentially, one of the things that a lot of folks in our community have asked about is setting up like these recurring digital media brand services for specific niches. So this is ideal for those of you building local directories or communities, niche communities, marketplaces, authority sites, listing sites, etc., and are looking for ways of monetizing your audience as a agency or brand. And realtors are really ideal for this in the sense that they're often very good at what they do, but they don't really have a good sense of how to use digital media outside of social media in a really skillful way. And oftentimes they outsource this to folks who are just very mediocre at their job, right? So if you own an authority site or you own a directory in a local community and you want to sell services to those realtors, one of the easiest things to do is to bundle a listing, like a priority of place listing on your or a premium listing on your community in conjunction with higher end back end services. So newsletter marketing is really a great idea for those of you who are interested in using this sort of strategy. Now, the problem with newsletter marketing is either you or the realtor you're working with has to write the content, right? So, lots of long form content is difficult for all of us to write, myself included. I don't enjoy writing long form content either, and I maintain a whole bunch of different niche newsletters for my own content and community. So the workaround here is you're going to use Review, the curated newsletter service. And they're now owned by Twitter, so that gives them actually some additional gravitas for our purposes. I'll have a link to that as well in the community. But it's free, and the benefit is it allows you to post all kinds of content, links, news items, events, things that are happening in a locality, in a niche, in a vertical, in industry, without having to do much other than add some parenthetical comments to each item that you're sharing, and or just posting the naked comments, or excuse me, the naked links without any of your own parenthetical comments. So if you're a realtor, for an example, and or you're marketing services to realtors and you want to sell a newsletter marketing service, well, guess what? You've just eliminated the need for either you or the client to have to do any of the writing. All you're tasked with, or all they're tasked with, is finding things of interest that are happening in their community to share with their clients, their audience, their readers, their subscribers, etc. If you hear three dogs barking all of a sudden really ferociously, you'll have to bear with me because I see it potentially coming in about 20 seconds as they're all looking out the window. Um, all right, so the other really big benefit to a curated newsletter is it has this built in viral component that you can't get from any other sort of newsletter. This is really, really key and critical to this whole entire approach. So, if your realtor client or you, as the proprietor who's offering this service, is doing a best best events in September in ABC city, where the realtor is living or working. And that realtor or you identifies six events or six restaurants or six professionals or six service businesses that he or she recommends to his or her readership. And he or she shares that newsletter with the public, right? All that is going to, all to get that re-shared or um, spread around the web, and especially in a local community, any restaurant that's included in that is going to share that with their own clients and community. They're also going to be very appreciative of the realtor or you as the agency who mentioned them as the best sushi restaurant, the best pizza place, the best florist, the best carpenter or whatever, right? And it becomes very, very easy to ping those people, right? So if you're the realtor and you can say, hey, this is Ian and my September issue, best of Cleveland, Ohio, is now available. And in today's issue, we talk about my favorite pizza place, Joe's, my favorite florist, Jane's, my favorite dentist, Donna, whatever it may be. Donna and Jane and Joe are going to hear about that, obviously, especially if you ping them on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. And they're going to say, wow, look at this local realtor. Thank you so much, who just shared his or her favorite, in this case, his favorite, businesses here in Cleveland for the month. And this adds a really exponential growth element to your ability, or what they call network effects, essentially. So you're leveraging people. It's not the traditional network effect approach, but it is network effects nonetheless, in that you are leveraging people to spread the message about your products, your services, your offers, and the opportunities to work with you in the world. So again, we want to go to review, and I'll have the link. I believe it's getreview.co or .com, and the focus is on curated newsletters. And this is something that I recommend to everybody who is in my orbit, and I have been for years. If you look back at some of the recommendations I've made with respect to newsletters, I've never been a fan of MailChimps and those sorts of services to recommend to clients, because who wants to write long form content? 9 out of 10 people who start that will end up abandoning their newsletter. But a curated newsletter is very, very easy. You're just sharing links, you're just sharing resources, and it really has this built in viral effect that you can't get from longer form self-published or proprietor only content, which is traditionally what most email newsletters are about. All right. So the other thing that you can do is create a PDF version of this. I've done a video on this as well, using templates that you can buy from, you know, like digital newsletter stores around the web, and then import them into something like Canva. I've done some videos on this. It's a great way of selling physical newsletters or digital newsletters that are PDFs that don't actually have to be done in the way that I'm describing here with a newsletter software like MailChimp or Curated or Get Review or ConvertKit or anything like that. Instead, you're just actually using a PDF generation a tool like Canva and creating a similar sort of newsletter that you're also referencing the 6 best outdoor fairs to attend in September in Atlantic City, New Jersey, or the 6 whatevers that are pizza places, or outdoor venues to celebrate fall, or places to watch a football game once football season starts. It's really, really easy to get a lot of, again, viral sharing of your content. When I say viral, I'm talking about in a local community. It's obviously not going to go crazy on the web at large, but if you're doing this in a very hyper local marketplace, it's a great way of getting a very significant percentage of people to become aware of you and your your efforts in the world, simply by using complementary content, curated content, Again, complimenting people is the easiest way of getting them to share your stuff. And this is a great way of leveraging this idea in the service of getting your message out into the masses. So, two things. If you're a realtor and you're watching this, which is probably not so high a population, I don't have a lot of realtors in my audience, but if you are, this is a great idea. Go check out Get Review or just Google Review. They've been purchased by Twitter, which makes it this even more attractive to me because Twitter is incorporating review newsletters now into their platform in a very, very granular way. And if you are more likely than not a marketer, a digital media brand, someone like me who sells services to niche communities, to specific audiences, to certain professions. I don't sell to realtors, but I know lots of people in my audience do, especially those of you who are building directories and communities. This is just a fantastic way of layering on a high end offer, $500 a month, $300 a month, $700 a month. Again, contingent on how often you're sending a newsletter out, all the things that you're doing in conjunction with the newsletter. It's a great way of really offering a high value service to your quintessential client in a way that actually builds their brand, grows their business, and that they really value and appreciate. Okie doke. So, hope that's been helpful. Again, if you are interested in getting a PDF with the walkthrough of this, you can check out my course community, which, if I'm posting this on YouTube, which I think I will, you'll see a link to that below. And if you're seeing that this anywhere else, this video, simply go or Google Launch It Local, which is our course community for digital media brands, or go to partners.mindfulmarketplace.com and you should see some of the courses that we teach or that I teach specifically on this topic on the front page. Teach what you know, do what you love, wake up the world with your work. Thank you so much, as always, for watching, and have a wonderful day.